Well, a blistering innings from Shikhar Dhawan, 106 unbeaten at what? 61 deliveries, 12 boundaries, and 3 massive sixes. Becomes first player in the history of Indian T20 League to score two consecutive hundreds. What a player he is! What an innings this was! 164 for 5 is what Delhi has managed in their quota of 20 overs. And I have been joined in with, of course, Yuvraj Dua to actually discuss all of it in mid-wicket live, mid-inning show. Hi, Yuvraj.
Hi Vedant, I think it's been a great show again from Shikhar Dhawan. He's returned to form and he's returned to form in grand fashion. He's in a golden touch at the moment, purple patch as we call it, just hitting everything out of the middle. There was no one around him to support him, but he didn't need anyone and he got to 101. But this was a problem for Delhi today because you can't rely on one batsman. Of course, Shikhar Dhawan was there for you. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have got to this total. 164 is not a huge total, and Punjab should actually be very excited that they've been able to restrict Delhi to 164. Despite Shikhar Dhawan getting 100 of just 57 deliveries, he got to 100 of 57, and it has been absolutely brilliant from Punjab. Their death bowling. Arshdeep Singh nailed all his Yorkers except that last delivery he bowled. He conceded his six off Shimron Etmire. That's how thin the margins are. But Mohammad Shami, on the other hand, he got them right 6 out of 6 in the last over. It was brilliant to watch. 4 overs, 28, couple of wickets. He's also in a purple patch of sorts. So, all in all, a very good situation for Indian cricket.
Absolutely a very good situation for Indian cricket, and what a first inning this has been because both the sides were looking at their best. When it comes to Punjab, they were able to restrict them to 164. As Yuvraj rightly mentioned, it is not that big a total, and they can chase this down. On the other hand, when you look at Delhi, I think the one and only one, I would say, he was the lone savior for the side. 106 for him in 164. That means other players managed to score just 58 runs. So I think that is not a good sign for them because I think even somebody like Shreyas Iyer got a start but unfortunately couldn't continue. Rishabh Pant, on the other hand, came back after a long time, consumed a lot many deliveries at the start of it, and couldn't get going. And what to say about Prithvi Shaw? I don't know what is wrong with him. Every time he's coming out there, he's not able to perform. Couple of ducks already in the tournament. Even today, he got a little bit of start, but couldn't fire at the end of it. And even Marcus Stoinis, he was so good. Last time Delhi played against Punjab, but today he was in all sorts of trouble. It was a full toss delivery, and even then he couldn't smash it out of the park and went straight into the hands of Mayank Agarwal. What do you make of it?
I think kudos to Shikhar Dhawan first of all, but around him they were not good. The batting order of Delhi were not good around Shikhar Dhawan. Prithvi Shaw has been failing consistently. He needs to do something about it. Either he needs to sit out or he needs to go and deliver. And it's a lot of time gone by now. Fortunately, Dhawan is performing for them, so they're getting a good start. And there is one player for you who can anchor the innings as well and also play with a high strike rate as he did today. So Shikhar Dhawan has been a real bonus for them at this part of the tournament. Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, and Shimron Admire, all three of them have not been that consistent, and they are continuing with that inconsistency. But the Delhi bowling makes up for it. But I think they should have all fronts covered, all grounds covered when they go to play their next few matches because no, maybe not every time Rabada will give you those important wickets. So far he has. So far he's given you all the wickets you have needed. Even Andrik Nokia, Akshar Patel has bowled well, Ravi Ashwin. But imagine hypothetically if one day the bowlers fail to turn up to the occasion, then the batsman will need to fire. And so far, that is one weakness that Delhi might have. one player performs for them, and around him the players needed to hold one end. Maybe they didn't do that, and that was a problem for them. That's why they got restricted to such a low total of 164.
Absolutely, I totally agree to it. The only question is if you put aside somebody like Prithvi Shaw, who will you get in? Because even Ajinkya Rahane seems to be struggling with his form. And on the other hand, today I think they will be facing some issues. I'm saying it in the mid innings only. Anrik is not playing today. Daniel Sams is playing. So it will be interesting to see if he can fill in the shoes. But I think a lot of pressure on Rabada, a lot of pressure on how Ravi Chandran Ashwin bowls today. And I think Marcus Stoinis will have to bowl good 4 overs today.
Yes, I think they need him. Maybe Daniel Sams can do a fine job. It's his first match. We can't judge him yet, but he is a bowling all rounder. He didn't get a chance with the bat in hand. But let's see how he goes about his business. Maybe he's a good replacement for Andrik Nortje. Andrik Nortje has been doing fabulously in this tournament so far. It's tough to find a replacement for him, but they have Daniel Samson. Let's see how he goes about his business. First game for him. I am personally excited to watch him bowl because he's done really well for his side, which is Sydney Thunder, if I'm not wrong, in the Big Bash League. So let's see how he turns up from Australia to not India but UAE. Let's see what happens today.
Absolutely. And now it's time to actually look at the scorecard once mid innings break. Of course, Delhi won the toss and they opted to bat first. 164 in their quota of 20 overs for the loss of 5 wickets. Prithvi Shaw and Shikhar Dhawan again started off the innings for them. Prithvi Shaw failed to get the start going. 7 of 11 deliveries, one boundary, of course, but he did not look in great touch. Nisham is in the pick of the bowlers, of course. Shikhar Dhawan, 106 of 61 deliveries, 12 boundaries, and 3 massive 6s. And that's actually the difference in this side. Shreyas Iyer again got a start but couldn't continue. 14 of 12 deliveries. Murugan Ashwin bowled well. He just saw that he was gliding down to the leg side and it was a quicker one. And I think KL Rahul also did well behind the stumps. Then, of course, Rishabh Pant, the wicketkeeper batsman, was making a comeback into the side, replaced, of course, say it Ajinkya Rahane, say it Alex Carey, but came into the side. And, of course, scored just 14 of 20 deliveries, one boundary included, but he looked out of touch today. And then, of course, Marcus Stoinis, 9 of 10 deliveries, brilliance of Shami got him out, and then Shimron Hetmeyer, good 6 at the end of it because Shikhar Dhawan, he had played so many deliveries that he actually needed somebody to score those 5-10 more runs, and that's where Shimron Hetmeyer came into picture. When you see Punjab's bowling card, they opened with, of course, Glenn Maxwell, 4 overs, 31 for 1 for him. And then, of course, Mohammad Shami was the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 28, and picked 2 good wickets, of course. One of Marcus Stoinis and the other one on the last delivery of the first innings of course, Shimron Hetmeyer. Ashdeep Singh bowled 3 overs, 30. I think he will not be satisfied with his performance. Jimmy Neesham, 2 overs, 17. And then, of course, Murugan Ashwin, 4 overs, 33. And Ravi Bishnoi, once again, couldn't pick a wicket, but I think bowled decently. 3 overs, 24 for none. 164 is what Delhi has managed. I think Punjab has a better chance.
Punjab do have a better chance, and as that chart of ours in the probable playing 11 had 57% Punjab. I think
Yeah.
we're doing a really fine job with predictions, whether it's the playing 11, whether it's the winning percentage,
Whether
or
because the first name was Shikhar Dhawan.
all the top picks. Everyone's in there for us. Shreyas Iyer was in our top. Prithvi Shaw didn't perform today. He was in our top picks, but you can't always get everything right. But Punjab are in with a good chance today. Uh, if they win today, it'll be 3 out of 3 for them. Hat trick of wins, and then I think it'll be even more. They'll be even more ecstatic because now they'll know that we can win games on the trot, and they shouldn't lose this opportunity today because 164 on the board is not such a big total. They have KL Rahul, Agarwal who can provide them with a good foundation. Then C.Gayle comes in. Then N.Pooran comes in. Big names in there. Big names who can do the job for you. Then Glenn Maxwell, he can do the job for you, but he hasn't done it so far. Even Jimmy Neesham is there today, so a long batting lineup.
Raj, there
Uh,
is an interesting thing.
hmm.
All four overseas will be coming together. It's Chris Gayle, then N.Pooran, Glenn Maxwell, and Jimmy Neesham. All four will be coming together. So it's very interesting to see if they actually make up to the situation. And then, of course, we are always seeing it from Punjab angle. How about we see it from Delhi? If Delhi wins today, if they are able to defend this total, they will become the first team to qualify for the playoffs in Indian T20 League 2020 season, and that too just 38 games done, and they will be qualifying. It's a brilliant feat, of course, for Shreyas Iyer and Ricky Ponting to start with, and I think Shikhar Dhawan would be very happy. Let's quickly look at the best tweets of the first innings as well. The first one is coming from Omkar, showing Prithvi Shaw and Shreyas Iyer side by side playing a shot similar to the ball makes Prithvi Shaw looks more worse. Lot to grow from here. Immense potential, and even the right mentorship is there. Indian cricket can't afford to lose such a brilliant young talent. Well, absolutely right. I think he's talking about the ball which was outside off, and Shreyas Iyer smashed it for a six. And on the similar delivery, Prithvi Shaw got out. I think he's a brilliant talent. He has also been compared to the likes of Sachin Tendulkar and Virat Kohli. He has also led India level, but now the time has come where he needs to perform, where he needs to see as what different can be done to eventually make a difference in the side. So team will be expecting, that's for sure. And the second tweet is coming from Mr. Vora. He says, Shikhar Dhawan's approach since last few games has been fantastic. Earlier, he used to take his time and then try to go hard. Now he's building the innings with great strike rate and continuing the momentum. I think a very good observation, Yuvraj.
Both tweets are on point, I think. The Prithvi Shaw one, I'd just like to make a statement regarding Prithvi Shaw. This is where the men play. You've been playing with the boys so far in under 19 since 2000 until 2018, but now it is big boy cricket. This is all where the big players play. Even international cricket, he's got an opportunity. Then, I of course, this tournament, so I think he needs to ramp up his game. On the other hand, Shikhar Dhawan's approach has been fabulous. He's just turned it around in a matter of one game, and I have loved to see that personally.
I think it is a great rivalry, to be very honest. You see KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, one from Punjab, one from Delhi, occupying the first two positions in the orange cap holder list. On the other hand, Kagiso Rabada, Mohammad Shami, I think it is absolutely amazing to see bowling and batting at their best. Both the batsmen are out in the middle. KL Rahul and M.Agarwal, of course. It will be interesting to see if they can chase it. Of course, I don't know about anybody else, but Yuvraj definitely wants them to chase this score. 165 is what they need in their quota of 20 overs. Will be interesting to see. And one more interesting thing before we actually call it. Daniel Sams is opening the bowling for Delhi, of course. Good call by Shreyas Iyer. Will be interesting to see if he can do something different from what Anrich was doing for Delhi. We will be joining you guys in the post show. So don't go anywhere. Keep watching Sports Tiger and enjoy the sport.